So it's 6 p.m. on Sunday the 20th of no 20th of November 2022. I walked away from my desk. I have a very itchy nose, of course, as soon as I turn my camera on. Excuse me. But yeah, so I walked away from my desk. I ended up taking 2 volumes, cried my little eyes out until I couldn't anymore. And even though I keep making these promises to myself, this is why I picked up my camera. If you can hear that noise, yeah? And the reason I picked up my camera is because it's the ice cream man. And I can honestly say, I don't remember ever seeing the ice cream man in Australia. Like, the last time I remember seeing the ice cream man was in New Zealand when I was a kid. And yet, well, this is the second time in a short period of time, I guess, that the ice cream man has been going around in his little van, and the kids get so happy. And I thought, since I'm outside smoking a cigarette, because let's face it, there's the ice cream man, he just went past. It's like this little pretty pink van with all these colours and ice creams and all this stuff on it. And I don't know, it just gives me happy memories, and happy childhood memories are the ones that I need to hold on to the most. I was talking to Victor via message because I couldn't answer the call. I couldn't talk to anybody. It's very hard to explain to the next person how it is that I feel. Like, I don't know how I feel right now. I guess maybe because I have had 2 Valium and vaped some weed and smoking a cigarette, but it's a weird one today because, like, I had plans with Victor to meet at 9:30, go for like a walk / run with Boss, because I absolutely need to add exercise into my life. This much I know. Not only has my mum been harping on about it for as many years as I can remember, because as far as my mum's concerned, going to the gym is going to cure me of all of my disabilities. I would live at the gym if I honestly believed that. But after speaking to Graham on video for so long last night, I even remember saying to him, I need to go to bed now because I have to get up. I've got multiple alarms set. I don't want to sleep in. I'm really looking forward to seeing Victor. More than anything, Boss needs a decent run, yeah? Like, I want to play tennis. I really, really want to play. I'm not good at it, like, in the slightest, but that's not really the point, yeah? I want to start doing everything and anything I can to help myself get better. It's just that, unfortunately, I am so very easily triggered by very certain stuff, and most of them come from my family. And without going into it all, basically my brother was messaging me the past couple of days ago, and I missed something, and I didn't mean to, obviously, and his response, as far as I could tell, was quite passive aggressive, and since that's like my family's thing, I took it like that, and I replied based on how I read it, to which my brother replied that I need to stop being such a self-pitying person. I need to stop with all of my excuses that I have and actually do something to work on myself. My brother doesn't know me. My mum, my sister, none of them. They don't know me. my brother and my mum absolutely have no idea about these websites. My sister does. I wouldn't think at this point, now that I've been doing it for this amount of days, she actually would be still watching. That would seem weird since, I've sent so many messages to her throughout finding out what happened, but life goes on. I was hoping out of maybe one of my family members I might get to have a good relationship with, like, one of them. That one of them obviously being my brother, because I've fully, completely and utterly written off my father 1000%. Like, he will never hear from me ever again. It's pretty simple. And I don't really think there's almost anything that he can say or do at this point that will ever make me want to ever get to know him. And I mean, it sucks because I made it really, 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 really fucking clear to him and my stepmother, or his wife, whatever you want to call her, that just because I may look like I'm a fucking fully fledged adult who's about to be 37 in December, my insides are so splintered. It really does depend on the day, the mood, the whereabouts. There are so many different factors that come into play depending on which version of me you meet. And I guess that is what my therapist is talking about when she talks about the mask. So I've been talking about taking off our masks for years, since my journey started. I just don't recall at any point when I decided to get clean off ice and become a better person and wanting to help others that I would put myself through fucking hell and back to do it. Like I'm never gonna smoke ice again. I know this. Whether people believe me or not is fully fucking irrelevant to me, because I don't honestly give a crap. But the neighbours, like literally next door to me, are all smoking it. Pretty sure they're all selling it. And since they got raided not long ago, there could be even more going on. Now, even with that all said, I very much talk to my neighbours. I like my neighbours. I went and knocked on the door the other day and I was like, does anyone in this house want a Christmas tree? Because I want it gone. And I don't want to have to drag it back into the fucking shed because I'm trying to sort the bullshit out. But at the same time, I keep going to put it on, like, the nature strip, like, free Christmas tree. It's coming up to Christmas. But the weather down here in Melbourne is just fucking sunny rain, sunny rain. It's already, like, thundered and poured with rain, and now the sun is, like, bright as fuck, and it's like, it's a decent Christmas tree. The box is fucked. But, I didn't want the damn thing in the first place. I don't celebrate Christmas, because celebrating Christmas all by your fucking self is depressing. Public holidays for people who are alone, I'm not going to generalise, I'm just going to say me as a person who spends most of my time alone. I fucking hate public holidays. Hate them. Because I absolutely spend them all alone. I literally asked Graham's mum to her face the last time I was there what they thought they were doing for Christmas. And Graham was standing there too. He knows me well enough, obviously, and his parents. That was the first time I'd met his mum. I'd been there for a while by this point, so it wasn't like, hi, I'm Liv, can I come for Christmas? But that is kind of how it went. Anyway, just further in the day. I think I did it a lot more, like, diplomatically, in the sense of, like, I was like, if you happen to know what you're doing and you don't mind someone, like, sort of tagging along, that would be fantastic. All good. If not, I know what my backup plan for Christmas is going to be, because it's the same fucking backup thing I do for Christmas every time. The only problem at the moment for me is the fact that my backup Christmas plan is taking acid. Just simply because I figure the vibrations on the day of the 25th of December for all and everywhere that celebrate Christmas are probably going to be pretty high, so at least taking acid would be like even more fun. Kind of only thing, like I said, that I've got problems with that idea is that I only have one acid tab left, and it's 100 milligrams, and that's kind of like microdosing for a person like myself. But I'm focusing on the fact that I have one, which is better than none, yeah? Because I really will be spending it alone if I don't spend it at Graham's, and I sure as shit am not going to push the one friend who I'm like really beginning to like fully trust and understand and see in a completely different light than when I met him away. I'm bummed that I did sleep in this morning because I genuinely was looking forward to going for a run and having a game of tennis. I wasn't mad at myself though when I cancelled it and I got up at 1:30. In fact, I was actually really proud of myself, and I sent all of this to Graham, so it's all in Texas. I was like, I had to cancel. I obviously wasn't there within myself. I needed to sleep. Obviously, because I've been saying for a while now, boss always wakes me up like no later than 8:30 because he wants breakfast and to go out, and I shut the dog door at night. That didn't happen. We both slept all the way through, so to me I was okay with that because I'm so at the point where I'm sure shit not beating myself up when it comes to things that I have to do to help myself for my body and my mind and my soul. So when I got up, I knew that I needed to eat something properly before taking my medication. So I think it goes without saying, if I am prescribed morning meds that have 2 Ritalin, and I've got like during the day Ritalin, which I need to take 2 at lunch and then 1 at 4, and then obviously night meds. So I was smart enough and again proud of myself, and I put food on immediately. Like I had food cooking before I'd even made my coffee. It was simple food, just like those packets of pasta that you just add milk and water and butter to, and they're just on the stove. Like I obviously use soy milk and vegan butter and whatnot, but I mean it's obviously not vegan, it's vegetarian, but it is what it is. And I added like a cup of peas to them, and I ate. I was really happy. I did all of the right growing up things, and then I took my meds because I still obviously needed to take them, but I knew when I took them that that would be it. There would be absolutely no way I'd be taking any more Ritalin for the day because I need to sleep, because as much as I'm having a fucking meltdown over uni, because that's me, I'm guessing. Honestly, I'm really just hoping that I can get through uni while still making these videos, because like it was exciting when I had people who really wanted to watch and comment and talk to me and connect with me, and I fully understand and appreciate why none of that is happening at the moment, because I'm a fucking emotional, fall apart, fragile, very severely complex PTSD woman with just so many fucking issues, like, but I share when I'm sharing the way that I do, because if one of you out there feels as fucking shitty as I do, I would just like you to know you're not the only one, because my name is Liv. I live down here in Melbourne, Australia, from New Zealand, and university is making me feel like the dumbest person alive, which is made so much more fucking frustrating simply by the fact that I'm actually really quite intelligent. It's just being by myself with no structure, with no one to talk to, with no one to like go through what it is that I'm learning so that I can actually grasp it. And that's my biggest thing. Grasping what I'm trying to do. That's what fucked me up last trimester. It is literally what has been fucking me up for the 6 years that I have been at university. And again, I think that's just what really gutted me, because I absolutely want to book those tutors. Now the group chat have said, you know, there are tutors through uni for maths, and I'm going to make an appointment. In calming down, I've messaged Victor and I've been like, look, because, you know, him and the other person he lives with, who I haven't come up with a name for, like they've both got degrees, many degrees, all these things, but neither are like maths words. And I was like, you don't really need to be one. Like, I've been taught, like they tell us throughout the unit, like stats using numbers and formulas, true, but it's not all math based, right? And we don't have to memorize the formulas, we don't have to memorize any of that stuff, because it's all just given to us, right? So I guess there's this part of me that's just so, well, over myself in general, if I really must be honest. Maybe my brother was right when he was like, you're just fucking full of self-pity. And it's just like, my life is good. I actually really like my life. I talk about abundance because I know that I am. I know if it gets to that point, I will book the tutor. Yeah? I think what's fucking with my head, particularly with this unit, is obviously it involves software. You really only need to randomly scroll through my videos and just click one, and you'll probably about really easily find one that says software hates me. Yeah? We're not friends. Now, I'm trying to really change that, because what you think, what you put out in vibrational energy and blah, blah, blah. Every time I say technology and I hate each other, something else gets worse. But it's mostly just the fact that I really need to talk to someone what I'm learning, because that is how I make it stick. Yeah? Because... and I said this to Victor in the message, I was like, what I think is making everything so much fucking worse is the simple fact that I actually fucking love maths. I was so fucking good at it when I was in high school. I was like one of the top students, okay? I could do maths with my eyes closed. I was able, I was capable, I could do it. It's just that it's because I become so stuck inside of my mind. And instead of just trying to really breathe and walk away and have a water and then maybe come back, I just started crying. And once I start crying, it's like every single thing that's happened or been said or done just falls on me at once. And I'm sure I've mentioned it before, because Graham and I have been talking about it. You know, like when people spiral, he uses the example of the spiral slowly happening as if it was a pair of stairs that you were walking down. But even he said it before I did. He was like, Liv, there are no stairs on your spiral. He goes, they disappeared. And it's just one big, wet, slippery slide. And as soon as I'm on the edge of it, and honestly, just imagine any time you've ever gone to a water park with a huge fucking water slide, right? Once you're in the end, you're gone, you're down. You keep going until you hit the bottom. and the bottom of my spiral is dark. And it is so dark. It is scary. And I started my journey because all I cared about in the world back then was doing whatever I possibly could to help other people not end up anywhere near the darkness I've lived in for most of my life. But it's easier to remember all the things that you do wrong. And I know all the techniques and the things I need to do. I can constantly hear my therapist in my head. I can. It's just, I don't know. Overwhelm is not fun. And sometimes it really feels like there is so